Hey everyone, so today I am showing you how to make this coconut facial mist. So initially I made this to be sort of like a toner, but it actually works really well as a makeup setting spray and as like a makeup primer. This just creates a really good base for your foundation to set on, and as we're approaching the warmer months, it's a really good thing to use to freshen up your makeup throughout the day. So here's the formulation I have typed out into percents for you guys. If you're new to my channel, then you might not know how to transfer percents to a weighed out recipe, and I actually have a video that goes into detail on how to transfer percents to a weighed out recipe, because if you didn't know, formulation should be written out into percents, and then you can just easily transfer it to however much you want to make. So we're only going to be making about 1 ounce of this facial mist, so let's get started. First off, grab your digital scale that weighs to 0.01 grams and some kind of heat-safe container. I'm using this 100 milliliter glass beaker, and I started with weighing out my heated water phase. So for the water phase, you want to start out with distilled water, and I added in 19.2 grams of distilled water. You can replace this with a hydrosol or aloe vera liquid if you want to. Next, I'm using coconut water. And I don't recommend using the coconut water you buy from the grocery store. Make sure it's cosmetic grade, because I'm not 100% sure if the coconut water from the grocery store would spoil your product. I don't know how well it's preserved and stuff. So just to be safe, use cosmetic grade coconut water. I'll link down below to where I purchased mine. And I added in 3 grams of the coconut water. Next up is 3 grams of chamomile hydrosol, 1.2 grams of propanediol, 0.6 grams of vegetable glycerin. Then I'm going to be adding in some hydrolyzed oat protein. I will link down below to where I purchased all my ingredients, and if you hop on over to my Patreon, I'll actually go into detail about why I'm using each ingredient and substitutions for each ingredient. So I'll link my Patreon down below for you guys. So I added in 0.6 grams of the hydrolyzed oat protein, followed with 0.9 grams of DL-panthenol, 0.15 grams of allantoin, and then that is it. Go ahead and mix everything together. Just try to dissolve the powdered ingredients as much as possible, but they won't dissolve completely until we heat it up. So before we heat this up, we need to weigh the amount of water in the beaker and take note of how much it weighs. This weighs 80.16 grams. The reason why we're taking note of the weight is because when we heat this up, some of the water is going to evaporate. So we need to add in whatever amount of water evaporates. So create a water bath by filling a pan with some water, placing your beaker in, and covering it with aluminum foil. And you want to heat this up to at least 148 degrees Fahrenheit, because that is the temperature that will dissolve the powdered ingredients. And you want to make sure they're dissolved, because you don't want powder in your finished formulation. And you can use a temperature gun to make sure you reach your desired temperature. So now that everything is heated and the powder is dissolved, go ahead and take your scale and put some kind of barrier in between the scale and the beaker, because the heat can actually mess with the weight a little bit. So you want to make sure it accurately weighs your beaker and water solution. So make sure you replace any water loss with some distilled water, and then just let it return to room temperature. So once it has returned to room temperature, it is time for our cool down ingredients. I'm going to be adding in mushroom extract and dragon fruit extract. There's really no particular reason I'm using these. I actually just have them and they need used up, and they both have really amazing anti-aging benefits, and I love anything that's anti-aging. So I just added in 0.6 grams of each of these extracts. So if you don't have these extracts, you can, use whatever extracts you would like to use for your skin type. And lastly, it is time for our preservative, which is a must for every single product basically, especially if it's a water formulation. And I added in 0.15 grams of liquid Dermal Plus. If you want some ideas for substitutions for any of these ingredients, like I said, hop on over to my Patreon, where I have a blog post that goes right along with this recipe, so you can get substitutions and just more details about this recipe. So now that we're all done, give it one last mix and pour your formulation into your bottle. I'm using this 1 ounce glass spray bottle. I'll link down below to where I purchased mine, and I'll try to find some similar ones over on Amazon for you. So the last thing I did is create a little custom label. I did this for all my products. If you want to know how to make labels, I'll link down below to my video that shows you guys exactly how I make them and how I waterproof them. So here's what the finished product looks like. I am obsessed with this face mist. It just looks so cute and minimal. It feels amazing on the skin, and I'm just obsessed. So let me know if you tried this recipe down in the comments below. So now that we reached the end of this video, it is actually time for my Patreon shoutouts, and I have 2 new patrons for today's video. First up is Essence of Nature. I did a review over her products in the past. I'll link down below to her Etsy shop and to the review I did over her products. Then we have Stardust Bath & Body. As of right now, her website's not live, but you can go over there, type in your email, get notified when it goes live, and you can go follow her over on Instagram at Stardust Bath & Body. Then we have Nature's Farm Girl, and she sells all kinds of natural skincare products and homemade soaps. She also has a YouTube channel, which I'll link that down below along with her Etsy shop and her website. So Kenny These Essentials is next. She sells all kinds of natural hair care products. I've reviewed her products in the past. I'll link that review down in the description box along with her websites. And next is another shop I have reviewed called Let's Blend. Go check out her products and go watch the review. Next up is Creative with Love. She sells all kinds of natural skincare products. Go check out her website. And then this next shop I have reviewed in the past as well. This brand is called Wonderful Body Co. Go watch the review and check out their shop. And next up is Trina's Jewelry Box, which is a new patron of mine. She is a 13-year-old girl who makes homemade jewelry and her shop is so freaking cute. Go check it out. And next up is our other new patron, and this brand is called Wildflower. That is a tongue twister, but it's such a cute name. Go check out her website and see what she sells. Also, if you didn't know, I do sell homemade skincare products myself over on Etsy. I'll have my Etsy shop linked down below in the description box and up in the corner so it's easy for you guys to find. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys like the recipe and let me know if you have requests for future recipes in the future. So hope you guys have a great week and hope to see you guys next time. Bye!
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm shattered in this life. That I've chosen because I've had a vision. Now I'm on a mission to find myself